All right, speaking of science, how about a little local science story? They're working on lab-grown meat over there in Hamilton at McMaster University.
Oh.
And they claim that they've nailed the perfect steak grown in the lab. They say in the future, you're going to be able to dial in your steak in the same way in which you buy dairy products right now, where you might want a certain fat percentage. And then your steak, you just get that exact steak. So you'd be like, I need a 15% or I need a 20% marbling. Yeah, I need a Wagyu.
Yeah. Cool.
Something like that. So anyway, they've been working on it. They say, look, we got to do something here. We feel we can give the real meat taste. They claim that it's going to be better than those other substitutes because it is real meat. It's a process where they use tiny little slivers of actual animal product and then are able to use that into generating far more. They started out with rats. Now, I don't know how you feel about consuming
rat meat.
He's thinking about it. They actually didn't even sample the rat version. They waited until they scaled up to rabbit.
I see.
And they sampled the rabbit version. They're like, you know what? That's meat.
Uh-huh.
And so they think it's really promising. In fact, they're creating slabs now, and they say consumers will be able to buy meat with whatever percentage of fat that they like. They use sheets of living cells, thin as a sheet of paper, first grown in a lab culture, then concentrated on growth plates, stacked together, and the sheets naturally bond to each other before the cells start to die. They say it feels and tastes just like meat, and they claim that their process will... There's no reason that their process will not work in the future with beef, pork, and chicken. They think that their stacking model can also work in large-scale production settings. So they are preparing to commercialize this meat project, and they claim that their new product has the best chance of acceptance among meat eaters because it is still technically meat. Now, I'm going to reserve my judgment. Of course, I've not tried such a thing. Would you try such a thing if you were given the opportunity?
I'll give it a shot.
You give it a shot.
Yeah.
And see what you're working with.
Yeah. I wouldn't be the first.
No.
Would you?
You would be the second. No, I don't know. You're right. It's who's the first to line up. I mean, they're using the cells, the actual cells. It's interesting. I wonder, my real question is for people who don't eat meat, if all of a sudden this works for them. Or is it still a problem because the origin of it, even though it's not?
Yeah. It is sustainable, right?
That's the argument. More sustainable, they say. But I guess, here's the thing, Will. Everything that humans do, there's a residual. You wake up in the morning, something dies. You roll out of bed, something suffers. I don't know. We make a footprint and impact. We try to minimize it.
Yeah.
But it gets real squirrely because you're like, I'm trying to minimize my thing. And I'm like, but you drove the thing over,
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you know what it's like? It's like a celebrity that flies a private jet is bubbling up the atmosphere, but then is telling you that you got to cut back on your, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a really weird psychology around the whole subject. But I think all of us know that some version of this seems futuristic. Like some version of this feels, you know what? It can go dark too. I don't know. Can't it? Like how much of the world's supply of food would you want to be lab grown? Because wouldn't you worry that
some sort of additive?
It's just an enormous experiment, really.
It is, yeah.
But I guess so is living day to day.
Mm-hmm.
You never know what's going to happen.
No.
Good luck.
Thanks.